G'day folks, been rather busy today. What turned into a shopping trip for engine gaskets actually turned into a photocopier repair job. Well, not so much repair, I ended up replacing the unit. This is the old mower shop's unit, EP2130 Minolta, exhibiting terrible streaking on the page, very bad wiper blade in the imaging unit, and since they're pretty much unobtainable now, I traded them my old Cannon PC11 that I just refurbished. Practically new imaging unit and toner unit, and they gave me these gaskets in return. Oh, and a second-hand air cleaner. It's very great of them. So I can get this engine up and running. I haven't spent $1 on it yet except for the paint. And I got a nice photocopier to do a bit of an autopsy on. They'll probably give their paper back though. And yeah, it's worked out well. I also got this inverter and compressor. It's from this Fujitsu R410A system. It was replaced under warranty because of a cracked coil. Copper's too thin, they're too shoddily made now, and it cracked right where the steel end plate meets and leaked. So they replaced that and scrapped it. I couldn't be bothered bringing the whole unit home for autopsy, so I just kept the inverter and the compressor. Both of them work like new, so it'll either be good for spare parts or make a little DC air compressor. Find a way to vary the speed, because it is basically a VFD. I'll be having a bit of fun with that later on too. I even found a couple of plastic covers for my heat pump outside that was missing them. Now, the unit was rated at roughly 8 kilowatts. I can't remember what outdoor unit it is. One of their latest models, probably no more than 12 months old. Good thing. So I can have some fun with that later on, but for now I'm going to get into tearing this motor apart again. I'll get the carby apart and get these gaskets in. Well, this is the air cleaner I picked out. Basically they just pointed me to a tub up on a mezzanine floor and said help yourself, so I found this nice large Briggs air cleaner. It's not as big as some of the ones I've seen, but I couldn't find anything bigger unfortunately. Probably it's more like something from a push mower, but engine capacity wise it should do just fine. I've got a retaining screw here somewhere which I can shorten. It's too long at the moment, but bolt that down. The element isn't in as best condition as I thought it was, and it's actually fallen apart. So I'm going to find one of those tomorrow and buy a new one. And get this all cleaned up and painted. I'm just degreasing and prepping it. And a little gadget seems to go in there like so. It does look a bit small, but it works. And you've still got your muffler up here, so that can't go too big. It'll work out great. That's what I like about living out in a rural area. Most of the mower shops have a graveyard that you can pick bits from. I mean, there's about 3 or 4 of these sitting around. I probably should have grabbed a spare carby while I was at it. But this one seems to be just fine. I've got everything I need to rebuild it. New diaphragm. That should come up great. And that's the advantage of being in local industry. You help each other out. I fixed their photocopier, and I gave them a replacement photocopier, and what did I get? Something for a project. And that's the fuel tank gasket too. It's got a mate up to the underside. That's all good. Thanks for watching, folks. I've still got a few little things to do on the old girl, but she runs. Actually runs quite well considering. I was expecting it to run a bit worse with the valve and cylinder wear, but there really isn't much wrong with it. Still got to find the gas cap and polish that up. The air cleaner I got's the wrong kind because it obstructs the gas cap, so I'm going to take that one back and see if I can find the real thing. I was hoping to actually just use a smaller one, but it doesn't matter. Everything else runs just fine. A little bit of oil leaking out somewhere. Oh, it's just because I topped it up and adjusted the level. I paint the new pull start handle black. Obviously the previous owner ripped the old one off, so got this wood one. I preserved the old label as well. Apart from that, it's going to be a good little motor. Half choke. Full choke. Let's try a start with no choke at all. That's better. Might do some hot. It's starting to warm up. That is nice. Don't know how old it is, I think it'd be like mid-70s. Actually made in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The video sound's going to sound terrible because there's so much bloody vibration coming from this table, but I'm going to mount this on a wooden skid and I'll try it outside on the grass with no vibration, which will get a much clearer sound. But that'll do for tonight. I'm going to work on finding my gas cap wherever I put it. I just tidy this thing up a bit. I'll find a pulley for it. I want a two-step pulley. I want to run another small shredder off this with this motor. I want to make a portable unit. It'll be a high-speed bladed shredder, so I'll just dice up really soft stuff like garden waste or soft plastic. It should work out just well. Thanks for watching, folks.